All right. Hello, everybody. Today I'm just going to be going to getepic and reading a book for us about climate because that's what we're studying in science this week. So let's take a look at this book, What is Climate by Ellen Lawrence. The description says, focusing on temperature, precipitation, and other factors, this book uses real-life examples to explain what climate is to young readers. All right, let's just jump into it. Welcome to Death Valley. It is summer in Death Valley, California. There has been no rain for months, and it is very hot. The weather is not unusual, however. Death Valley is part of a desert. Its climate has been hot and dry for thousands of years. And we can see there's a caption at the bottom right where it says, some parts of Death Valley get only about 2 inches, 5 centimeters of rain in a whole year. Weather and climate. So is weather the same as climate? No. Weather is what happens in one place on a single day or over a few days or weeks. When it rains or snows, people say the weather is wet. When it is very warm outside, people say the weather is hot. Climate, on the other hand, is the type of weather a place has for over 30 or more years. For example, people say Death Valley has a desert climate. So I'm looking at the little notebook paper. Temperature, how hot or cold it is outside, is measured with a thermometer. On a cold winter day, a thermometer might show a temperature of 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. On a hot summer day, it might show 86 degrees Fahrenheit or 30 degrees Celsius. So we have 2 thermometer pictures, the one that's showing us a cold day, one that's showing us a hot day, and the pictures are labeled. We also have a label for the hot, sunny weather, and we also have a label for the cold, snowy weather. All right, page 8, figuring out climate. To figure out what a type of climate a place has, scientists look at many years of weather records. The records include daily temperatures and how much precipitation fell, if any. Over 30 years, scientists may find that one area usually has hot summers and snowy winters. Another area might be hot all year with very little rain. So we have a picture with a little caption underneath it, and it says New York has cold, snowy winters. Just like us here in Michigan, we have cold, snowy winters. So underneath it says, describe your area's usual weather for each season. For example, you might say summer is hot and dry. Then continue by describing the weather in the other seasons. So think about that. What type of weather do we have in spring? Summer, fall, and winter. And I'm on page 9. Scientists who study climate are called climatologists. And we have meerkats. There's a label pointing to the meerkats in the hot, dry climate of the Kalahari Desert in Africa. Cold, hot, wet, or dry. There are many types of climate. Some areas have a cold climate, while others have a hot climate. Some places get lots of rain, while others get almost none. Climate is what makes some places deserts and others rainforests. In a hot place with so little rain that it's hard for plants to grow, a desert develops. In a hot, very wet climate that is just right for plants, a rainforest grows. And we have a picture of a rainforest, lots of trees, lots of grain, probably because there's so much rain and water, so things can grow quick. On the next page, 11, we have a label pointing to a polar bear, and we have a caption. Wild animals have bodies that are just right for the climate in which they live. Animals that live in cold climates, such as polar bears, have very thick fur to keep them warm. Alright, a tropical climate. A hot, wet climate is called a tropical climate. In these places, the temperature may stay around 80 degrees Fahrenheit for most of the year. About 75 to 100 inches of rain may fall every year, too. The Amazon rainforest in South America has a tropical climate. About 40,000 different types of trees and other plants grow there. We have a label at the bottom. This Amazon rainforest insect is called a spinny katydid. Ooh, looks creepy. And then we have a caption. Rainforests are good places for animals to live because they offer shelter and plenty to eat. Over 2 million different types of insects live in the Amazon rainforest. And I'm looking on page 13. We have a macaw eating palm tree fruit. And then we have a label for the trunk of a giant Amazon rainforest tree. It looks huge. Next, a hot desert climate. In a hot desert climate, the temperature may reach 120 degrees Fahrenheit or hotter. It is so dry that it might not rain for months. As a result, plants and animals have to find ways to make water last longer. Barrel cactuses can soak up enough water from a good rain to stay alive for several years. Many animals, such as the desert tortoise, live underground to avoid the daytime sun. They leave their homes to find food at night when it's cooler. So we have a barrel cactus in the picture. And on the next page it says, a desert is a place that's very dry because it gets less than 10 inches of rain or snow a year. Some deserts are hot and dry, while others are cold and dry. And we have a little desert tortoise and his little entrance to his underground home so he can stay cool during the day. And we have a question up top. In what ways is a desert climate like the climate you live? And in what ways is it different? A super cold climate. Near the North Pole, the cold, dry-like desert climate has created a bare land called the tundra. Hardly any rain and only a few inches of snow fall each year. Winter temperatures may be as low as negative 94 degrees Fahrenheit. The rocky ground stays frozen for most of the year, thawing a little each summer. No trees can grow in this climate. Only small, low-growing plants can survive the cold and lack of water. A desert can be hot and dry. The tundra is cold and dry. Which one would you rather visit and why? Okay, and then it's talking about caribou. Caribou, a type of deer, live in large herds on the tundra. When snow covers the ground, they use their hooves to dig for plants to eat. A caribou digging for food in winter. And then on the next page, we have a herd of caribou on the tundra in summer. And then we have a map, and it says the yellow areas on the map show the tundra near the North Pole. So the yellow area all the way up near the North Pole is where the tundra area climate is. Okay, here we go. Not too hot, not too cold. Places with a temperate climate do not have super hot or super cold temperatures. As the seasons change, the weather changes. It's warm in spring and hot in summer. Fall is usually cooler than summer, and winter is cold. Most people in North America live in areas with a temperate climate. So this seems the closest to me to what we experience. We see a picture of spring in a temperate climate, summer in a temperate climate, fall in a temperate climate, and winter in a temperate climate. It reminds me a lot of the seasons we have in Michigan. So we could say Michigan has a temperate climate. In an area with a temperate climate, it usually rains on and off all year. In winter, it might snow. All right, climate record breakers. Some places have a climate that's extreme. Check out these record-breaking climate events. The map shows where these extreme events took place. So in South America, we have the driest place on Earth is an area in the Atacama Desert in Chile, South America. Not a single drop of rain has ever been recorded here. Wow. And up top, we have in Africa, the hottest temperature ever recorded is 136 degrees Fahrenheit. This measurement was taken in 1922 in El Aziza, Libya, located in North Africa. That's pretty hot. Looks like we have in India, one of the wettest places on Earth is Cherrapunji, a village in India. It holds the record for the most rain in a single year, almost 1,042 inches measured in 1861. And lastly, Antarctica. We have the coldest place in the world is Antarctica. In 1983, a temperature of negative 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit was recorded there. That's the lowest temperature ever recorded on Earth. Lots of record-breaking extremes. All right, and this is going to be our last page here. We have science lab, and that's just a little activity you could do. And then we have a little bit more about the different vocab words. I think these definitions and these pictures might help you when you're drawing your own picture this week of the three different types of climate zones mentioned. So I hope this book helped you and you enjoyed it.